CFCB Radio Network. Open Line is brought to you by McDonald's Premium Roast Coffee. So rich, smooth, and delicious. It'll change your mind about how to start your days.
And what do you say we get back to our callers? Cabot Martin, you're on the air. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Fine, Cabot. Where are you now as we speak?
I'm on a bus heading north from Quebec City towards Montreal. I'm on a field trip. This is the third day of the first international workshop on landslides in sensitive clays. And, of course, I was invited to give a poster here based on my work on the North Spur at Muskrat Falls.
You got me gobsmacked. You're a man of many talents and many activities, but I never dreamed you'd be on a bus heading between Quebec and Montreal on that particular topic. That's really interesting. But I know you didn't call to talk about that. You called to talk about Muskrat, didn't you?
Well, I guess I'm I guess it's a way of saying that, we have a big problem at Muskrat Falls with these quick clay landslides, and everything I've learned so far on this trip, this last 2 days of discussion and lectures and things, certainly heightens my awareness and my concern about that issue.
But Cabot, as a man who's been involved with a lot of street savvy, involved in a lot of activities over the years, in many capacities, is it beyond the wit of humanity to technically solve that problem?
I think the analysis here, is always about risk being, you have to, it's obvious that if the consequence of being wrong is very bad, you have communities downriver and on top of the danger to lives, you have danger to the billions and billions of dollars that we're, as citizens, putting into that project, that extreme care is needed for that kind of thing. So the threshold of proof has to be raised a lot, and I'll have more to say about this when I get back in a more formal press thing, but I'm more concerned now than when I left to come up here. As
a result of what you've learned at this in this forum that you're attending.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's about 100 people here from. It's at Laval University, which is the Canadian Centre of Excellence in for these sort of clay light. Because Quebec has had a lot of unfortunate accidents. There's been over 100 people killed in these over the years. Over 100 people killed in Quebec with these things.
And they even have an earthquake. They even have an earthquake zone they have to be on guard against, don't they?
Yeah, they have an earthquake zone, and as the Geological Survey of Canada pointed out, that those faults that set up those earthquakes extend into the Goose Bay area.
Yeah. And
so that's an added. That was not so much Labrador, but they do have these. Some of these slides are not that far from us. Havre Saint Pierre is pretty close. It's east of Baie-Comeau. And so it's but the thing that comes through very clearly is the complexity of these issues. I mean, these people are a lot of Norwegians here. There's a 25-person delegation from Norway where they have big problems like this, and a lot of technology and a lot of money going into it. And my poster was started off by saying that we needed an inventory of the areas of risk in Newfoundland and Labrador. And you use the Muskrat Falls as a case study of our level of knowledge and our level of risk. So, it's to try to stabilize the North Spur at the present state of understanding and technology. To my mind, is a totally unacceptable risk.
Okay, now that's one aspect of the situation. In the weekend paper, I believe it was the weekend paper, Mr. Penny, former deputy minister, Mr. Vardy, former clerk of the council, and PUB chairman, so on, they wrote a letter in which, I hope I'm not misquoting, in which they basically said that we should stop the Lower Churchill and stop spending money on it. Two very, very highly regarded regarded men in governmental circles, and highly intelligent, obviously highly experienced. Do you go that far? I mean, if you're satisfied that the North Spur technical problem can be managed, without undue risk, would you stop the lower Churchill now as we speak?
Yes, and my concerns about the North Spur really only started to develop when I just sort of became more aware of it in late January of this year. But I mean, this project should be stopped based on economics anyway, because it's going to cost us upwards of 50 cents, for instance, in real money to get power into Nova Scotia, where it's worth 5 cents, and that's crazy. I mean, we can't be the only jurisdiction in North America that's still paying those high rates for electricity. We've got to get better ideas about our energy supply than this. I mean, this is a project that was born in 2006, and it was in an era where oil prices were supposed to be going to go, and gas prices go through the sky, and that's not so anymore. So we do have to recalibrate, and Mr. Penny and Mr. Vardy, I've known for many, many years, and quite frankly, I mean, some people may call me a bit of a wild-eyed alarmist, but I mean, those two gentlemen have built solid careers and are known to be quite conservative in their views.
Okay.
And when they start calling for a halt, it's really serious.
But I'll take that. I'll take that. As spoken. But a lot of people I talk to have the impression. I don't mean this to be slanderous now in any way or denigrating to you and the others in any way, but the people who are speaking out against the present PC government's initiative regarding the Lower Churchill seem to some people to be sort of discontented people who've been sort of shuffled to one side by the party. Used to be supporters of the PC government, PC leaders over the years and so on, are now shuffled to one side, no longer making an input into policy making or decision making, and are disgruntled as a result. How would you answer that accusation?
Well, I can't really track what you're saying, really. I mean, we all have solid careers behind us. We all have reputations that have been built on real accomplishments, like the Atlantic Accord, which was, something that all three of us that you've mentioned here this morning were solid on.
And you and Peckford got the first Atlantic Accord and the others you mentioned going. No doubt about that. You had a great career behind you.
We don't. Believe me, given the track record of this particular government, I don't feel I have to defend myself against their view of the world. I mean, that's an easy. I mean, that's that's called an ad hominem. It's attack the person, not the facts.
Yeah, sour grapes. You're saying all this because of sour grapes rather than based on the facts. You're dismissing that.
But this is the typical argument raised by people who don't have any facts to. That's cocktail gossip type stuff, right? I mean, I've just spent 2 days, with people who deal with facts, and I'll take that approach before I lose any sleep over these small-minded remarks.
Yeah, okay. Cabot, great talking to you as usual. Just refresh your memory on what you're at as a landslide forum discussion among experts, eh?
Yes, the North Spur has very sensitive clays. There was a big landslide on the North Spur in 1978. It's an inherent weakness in the whole project. Yeah. Like I say, when I get back, I'll have more to say about this in some detail.
Look forward to it, and it's a pleasure talking to you now, sir. And enjoy your trip between Quebec City and Montreal on board that bus. I hope they have, you wouldn't even need air conditioning today because it's probably pretty cold up there, right?
Well, it's not too bad. And our first stop is St. Jude, which is where they had an unfortunate landslide a few years ago.
Sorry to hear that. St. Jude, the patron saint of lost causes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be talking to you next week sometime.
Thanks, Cabot. Nice to hear from you.
Okay, take care.
All the best. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Cabot Martin, a highly esteemed former public servant, lawyer, expert in many fields, of course, in his experience, and dismissing out of hand any allegation, any suggestion that there's disgruntlement or sour grapes going on amongst the previous sort of movers and shakers in the PC sphere of things, the PC government, dismissing that out of hand that there's any disgruntlement, saying they're basing their criticism, he and others are basing their criticism on solid fact and solid questions about risk